Emma Watson, up her own backside. Until she restarted her on-again, off-again feud with Harry Potter creator J.K. Rowling last week, you would be forgiven for thinking that Emma Watson had fallen off the face of the earth, writes Liam Kelly in Telegraph. The original Hermione Granger has kept a deliberately low profile for years, occasionally popping up in perfume adverts or at a film festival, but generally shunning the limelight. The 35-year-old has just been working really hard of late, she told Hollywood Authentic magazine in a rare interview in September. Like the character she played on screen for a decade, Watson comes across as something of a neurotic swot. She is currently completing a PhD in creative writing at Oxford University, having matriculated at Lady Margaret Hall in September 2023, and has been cox for the women's third rowing team at New College. Watson previously graduated with an English literature degree from Rhode Island's Brown University in 2014, but took 5 years to complete her studies as she missed whole semesters while she did acting jobs. By her telling, taking the postgraduate degree as an older student has been a voyage of self-discovery. For one of her assignments, Watson wrote a one-woman play about me transitioning from basically being a full-time actress, an activist, to trying to move home and be a normal student and attend a normal university as a super famous person. Up her own backside much? I'll blow my own trumpet, exhibiting grandiosity and self-absorption, and so much so, as part of my studies, I'm going to write a play about me. She told the podcaster Jay Shetty that her piece, which she only wrote because I find that trying to explain sometimes how weird it is to be me, I almost need AIDS. It's so difficult to convey how weird it is and how surreal sometimes. In other words, I'm really special, and most people don't understand how special I am, and how difficult it is, in effect, and weird it is to be me, because I'm so special and unique. So I need some kind of aid in order to let you know how special and unique I am. She went on to state, I'm so glad I went and did this creative writing masters, and I've spent more time writing about my experiences, because sometimes I can't even articulate it to myself, she added. How are you supposed to explain something to someone else that you can't really even understand for yourself? Well, again, seeing as she's such an enigma and so difficult to understand, she's struggling to convey it to other people. The traditional campus life is not for her, however, and she is said to live in a £4 million mansion in Jericho, the city's affluent northern suburb, that is equipped with a sauna and hot tub, and she has been spotted going wild swimming nearby. Now, on the one hand, that might point to some elitism, but in fairness, she's a multimillionairess and she is entitled to enjoy her wealth. Watson is a regular in Oxford pubs, where she can be heard opining on feminism and other meaty topics, demonstrating the necessity of everybody hearing what she's got to say about things, while she has also become known for hosting dinners for her fellow students. She is enthused about how her favourite aspect of university life is being around young people who still believe that the world is malleable and things are changeable. It's been wonderful to be around young people and just to sit there and listen, frankly. Watson seems like she is stuck in Granger mode, more than a decade after she stopped playing the character, the eternal student. It is all the more remarkable, given that her first experiences of higher education at Brown are not ones she relished. On the first day, I walked into the canteen and everyone went completely silent and turned around to look at me, she told the Sunday Times in 2014. Again, it's understandable. She's a famous actress who may well have appeared in the films of the books that many of those people had read. But she said to herself, I had to say to myself, it's okay, You can do this. You just have to take a deep breath and gather your courage. I have moments where I walk into a bar and it will take me making a joke to put people at ease to realise I am just a girl. False humility. At her graduation that year, Watson was protected by an armed undercover bodyguard, complete with her own cap and gown, who was reportedly paid £90,000 a year. She seems to have been able to shake off some of those strictures today at least. Though she professes to be delighted with her academic lifestyle, the present Watson comes across like the Duchess of Sussex, another middling actress who has turned her face against the discipline that made her rich and famous and speaks now as if they have swallowed a library's worth of flimsy self-help books. Well, I think the comparison is a noteworthy one, albeit the discipline didn't make this one's wife rich nor famous. Marrying Prince Harry did. However, they're both not particularly good actresses, and it is true that they both speak in the manner of if they've swallowed a library's worth of flimsy self-help books. Watson made a play at being an activist for a while, such as her high-profile UN speech about women's rights in 2014, but she's much less prominent in that sense now. What's interesting about being an actor is there's a tendency to sort of fracture yourself into multiple personalities. I'm not just talking about the roles you play, but having the weight of a public persona. That sort of needs constant feeding and sprucing and glamorizing, Watson told Shetty. It's very energy-intensive stuff, and shedding the multiple identities has freed up so much space, I think, for me to be a better sister, daughter, friend, granddaughter, and then artist. Oh, she's so wonderful. And someone who's trying to do some critical thinking of her own. She has the words, "I am an artist," written on her bedroom door. Pretentious? Just a touch. Despite her stated desire for privacy, Watson has provided clues about how she spends her time, given that she has so much money in the bank that she need not work again if she doesn't want to. She told Shetty that she listens to podcasts first thing in the morning when I'm taking my shower, or I'm going on my walk, or I'm making my breakfast. It's really personal, intimate time. Watson also has a habit of listening to songs on repeat, and revealed in the Hollywood Authentic interview that she has Brandi Carlile's You Without Me on loop recently. It gives me chills every time I listen to it, so that's the song today that I've been playing while I've been working on my essay. Like so many of her peers, Watson has become a devotee of pickleball. Who else has recently admitted that she likes to play pickleball? And was photographed playing the sport for Hollywood Authentic. It's the sound the ball makes when you smack it. It's the best therapy I never paid for. Watson has never married, though she has had a string of public relationships, including with Brandon Green, the son of the former retail tycoon Sir Philip Green, and once described herself as being self-partnered, self-absorbed, pretentious bollocks. She said that if she had wed at any point before about a year ago, it would have been carnage because she just didn't know herself well enough yet. Or in other words, she doesn't want that accountability. The erstwhile actress is, by her own admission, not a great driver. She got a 6-month driving ban and a £1,044 fine in July after travelling at 38 miles per hour in a 30 mile per hour zone. It came after her Audi S3 was towed after parking illegally in Stratford-upon-Avon in February last year. I recently started riding a bicycle, and yes, I started riding a bicycle before my driving ban, but now it's particularly fortuitous. Lots of people ride bicycles, but this woman describes it as if it is a major event. Another individual, just like this one's wife, who thinks that when she does what is to everybody else a mundane act, a common act, that it's somehow transformed into something amazing, wonderful, and unique. Watson has come across as an eccentric, even paranoid character in previous years. In 2017, she told Vanity Fair that she bought a house sight unseen on a video call because it had what was described as a paparazzi-proof entrance, and privacy for me is not an abstract idea. The same year, she revealed that she had an unusual way of distressing. I have a bath every single day of my life, and if I can have 2 or 3, amazing. Nothing terrible is going to happen in the bath, so I always find time for that. I'll take phone conversations in the bath, anything. Again, undertaking a mundane action, like taking a bath, and elevating it into something that purportedly is amazing. Watson has not entirely forsworn her previous life. She put in a fleeting appearance at the Cannes Film Festival in May because she just wanted to go and watch films, and has starred in adverts for Prada's Paradox fragrance. Part of the reason that she has not acted since playing Meg March in Greta Gerwig's 2019 adaptation of Little Women is because of the constant need to drum up publicity for films. I think I'll be honest and straightforward and say, I do not miss selling things, she told Hollywood Authentic. I found that to be quite soul-destroying. For someone who abhors promoting their work and flogging products, she seems to do an awful lot of it. Hypocrisy. As well as starring in and directing Prada perfume adverts, she also helps her younger brother Alex hawk his gin brand. Watson is a shareholder in Renee, and she told the Financial Times when it launched in 2023 that she was overseeing the brand's design because it would have hurt my soul it had been done in a way that didn't feel personal, or in other words, I like to be in control. But selling her brother's gin appears not to be the height of Watson's ambition, and horror, she seems to be threatening to make a comeback in the entertainment world. I'm working on... Actually, I'm not going to say what, because then people are like, well, when is it happening? What's going on with this thing? So I'm just going to say that I'm working on something that I've never done before, she told Hollywood Authentic. So I feel a bit like a person who's in the dark, stumbling around, looking for the edges of something, and hoping. An article there from the Daily Telegraph, which is resplendent with self-absorption, pretension, and generally demonstrating that Emma Watson is up her own backside. But riddle me this, valuable viewers. Is she like this because that is her personality, and it has just become more amplified as a consequence of her fame and her wealth? Or is it the case that she wasn't actually like this, and this is simply the consequence of a woman who has been unable to handle fame and wealth because she's not really experienced anything other than those things throughout her life? Is it an exacerbation of an existing personality that is flawed, or has the life that she has led resulted in these flawed behaviours whereby she presents as being thoroughly up her own backside? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.